Insect Newick review of Pisanty et al. 2022 phylogeny of bees. Data is on Mendeley. The thing I like about Mendeley as opposed to Dried, that the files are all separate. So if your internet connection is not great, then you don't have to download some huge file, particularly for omics data. We have a 2 GB file here, and the trees which we're after are always really small in comparison. Anyway, so figure 1 in nobody puts author's preferred result, unfortunately, but so I'm just going to go with figure 1 and 232 tax. I assume T is taxon, I'm not sure, but 232 F75 maximum likelihood, and using R cluster, so I'm going to assume that is. I'll assume that is this one, 232 F75 XML R cluster. So I downloaded this one, and let's take a look at it. So majority of them we have seem to be from a single genus, Andrina underscore, and then the species name. We have representatives of other genera. Again, some more with only one name as the terminal ID. We have something labeled SPH or underscore SPH in lowercase then underscore then what looks like a genus, what looks like a species name. I don't know what SPH means. More species names. We have two names, both all lowercase. If it starts lowercase, it's usually species name, and no genus name. So who knows what this is? Maybe this is species and maybe this is subspecies, would be my best guess. And we have some species ambiguous terminals with a code, and we have a terminal labeled D underscore and then the species name. Who knows what D means. Okay, so quite a few things to figure out here. Now, generally, I would never recommend labeling only with the species name. Now, this is only, firstly, you always have to put on a genus name anyway, because species names are frequently reused across insects. Now, perhaps this is okay if your phylogeny it only contains a single genus, then it's pretty simple thing to add a genus name. But for this part, there's more than a single genus here. So in this case, like for example, this terminal here, being in the middle of a huge number of Andrina, would probably best guess without looking at any tree that this would be an Andrina. But we can't be sure about this because it's multiple genera, so it adds to the workload to figure out to confirm what these should be. So a quick browse, this phylogeny seems to be mostly Andrina, single genus. So you can see a few of these terminals without genus names. We need to check the publication, and indeed these are all. So the tree in the publication is all labeled all quite neatly, and the provided one, not so. But you can see these are all Andrina here. So probably we can, anything which is just a species name, it's okay. We can reasonably just attach the genus name Andrina to that. So we have some other genera Megandrina up here. I'd just like to check this one here. What's it called? Cubiceps. Just confirm this one is an Andrina, which it is. Okay, so everything with a species name, then I think it's okay just to attach the name Andrina to that, but it would be a lot simpler if the tree was provided in this way anyway. We have an odd name here. So we have a few odd names also. We need to check something called W scripter. And that's how it's labeled in the tree. So maybe possibly that's just one of an unconventionally named species. So for W scripter, I'll leave it as it is. Andrina sp inusitata. I'd like to check how this is labeled on here. And I cannot find that. Let's check. So we have another odd thing, Andrina G impasta. See if we can find this. And one problem is the reproduction of the figure on the PDF is that this is what's it called, bitmap. So this is not ideally figures should be plotted in vector format, which allows you to search and highlight, copy text, but you can't access the text on here because it's in bitmap format. So I can't really search for a given terminal. See, if I double click, then nothing happens. So it's not really a preferred format for a figure also. The word impasta is not in the document. So that's going to be a mystery. No, and ideally that's I mean, it could be possibly that they put it in a supplementary table. I'm not sure I want to go through that much effort to figure out one. Ideally this text here would be searchable, but anyway. So I've got a few weird things, and maybe I'll just prune those. And we have here's a code for this one. Maybe I'll just prune this one. So the main correction to this tree will be this command here. Search for character preceding a terminal ID. Search then match a terminal ID comprising only a series of lowercase letters, then the character afterwards, replace with then the word Andrina, then the terminal ID, and then the character after. Okay, so now we have terminals all with genus and species. Yes, so we have also noticed this thing. Okay, so I'm going to assume, I don't know what SPH means, but I'm going to assume this is another Andrina. So this species is ambiguous with a code I think code can be simplified to this. Andrina SP Inusitata. Unclassified, undescribed. So I'm not sure what it's, it has a name. So perhaps we just reassign this as with the SP. This seems to be, well, this was on the tree, so maybe it's a legitimate name for a Andrina. There is an Andrina impasta, and I don't see a G impasta. So I'm going to guess. I'll just put this as there is an impasta. I'll just name it as such. We have a terminal labeled D_Miserina, which is presumably a Andrina. We have a terminal labeled with what looks like 2 species names. So I'm going to guess this is a subspecies. Yeah, I guess that's also subspecies. I think those can be removed. So we have a terminal labeled with what looks like a species name, but also an odd underscore after it. I guess this is another subspecies. And another odd underscore needs removing. Okay, let's try this again. One other thing I missed, W script. But there seems to be a legitimate, this is what it's actually called. And yeah, occasionally taxonomists give an unconventional format, and I prefer to remove these unusual cases. So I'm going to prune this, I think. And okay, that seems to be the job done. I think I'll probably prune these two also. These are not really informative. Okay, prune those two. And we are all neat and tidy and ready to go. Job done. New entry added, Pisanty et al. UCE tree of over 1,000 loci of Andrenini subfamily, 229 terminals out of some 1 or 2 pruned, and here's a link and so on. Job done.